Hello all, and good evening. I know some of you may have some anxieties about getting your feet wet with HTML, so I put together this video in an effort to show you how I would approach 1-4, which is the coding activity HTML. And I've used the resources that you have available in the course, and if I've done things incorrectly, please let me know according to the rubric. And let's have a discussion about coding, and so that our fears, those of you who know more, can assure those of us who know less that maybe our fears are certainly assuaged if we have company. I'd like you to consider a question too while you work through this project. What does clean code mean to you? The first resource I'm going to use is 1-4 Coding Activity HTML, and I'm going to go to the Coding Guidelines and Rubric. This will tell you what you need to include in your first web page. Note that it stresses, the first thing you'll read is name your file index.html and submit for grading. Okay. The file should contain a declaration. All right, you may not know what that is right now, but you will in about 2 minutes. The file should contain properly formatted head, body, title, and paragraph tags. Okay. The file should contain a title and 2 paragraphs pulled from your chosen brand style guide. Now I'm going to be using dummy copy because I don't have a brand style guide, but what you developed in GRA 220 or in COM, I think 230, should suffice, and I would suggest sticking with your same client. And then once again, coding should be clean and file properly named. Well, you know how to name it here. And then we have a third iteration of this. Your HTML file should be named index.html. So that's very important, since it's mentioned in the rubric 3 times. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is open up another resource available to you. That is the HTML tutorial. That is the w3schools.com website. You have access to it as a resource in this class. You should be able to click on it in the syllabus for GRA 310 and be able to go directly to the resource. You might have to register with Skillport, I think it's called, first. Some students have had difficulty doing that. Please call me or notify me immediately if you have any difficulties in accessing the resources. All right, well anyway, on the first page of the HTML5 tutorial, if you scroll down, you'll see exactly what you need to include in your first page of HTML. So I'm going to highlight it, copy it to the clipboard, and then I'm going to open up the third resource, which is brackets. Now let me scroll or move this up here. So I'm in the brackets editor. It looks like this. Okay, this is what you get by default in brackets. What you'll come to realize is that this is the HTML behind the brackets tutorial, which looks like this. So if you want to toggle back and forth, you can between the code behind a web page, and just by clicking on this little lightning bolt, it will preview it. This is a nice feature of brackets. See, I'm previewing it actually many times here. Because if you want to know, say, what this is, all you need to do is highlight it and then go back to the HTML. So I'm back in brackets. I'm going to create a new file, file new, okay, and I'm going to paste what I just cut or copied from the HTML5 tutorial. And then I'm going to save it, okay? Because I was told that 3 times that I needed to save it. I'm going to save it as index.html. And make sure you save it in a folder somewhere, maybe on your desktop. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's preview it. Clicking on the lightning bolt. And there's nothing. Okay, so here it is. This is a heading, this is a paragraph. So now we know what we need to do. We need to put two paragraphs in here, and we need to put a heading here. Also, look what we want. See this tab up here? We need to put a page title. So let's go back to brackets. That should be fairly easy. And let's call this my first HTML page. So that's the head. That will appear in the tab at the top of the browser. Now, heads, I'm going to say this is a level 1 head. Documents are usually structured so that you have A heads, B heads, C heads, and then you have text. It may be more finely resolved than that. These refer to sizes, general sizes. They will display differently in different browsers as well as different platforms. But a H1 is a level 1 head, and it's usually large. Here's where a paragraph goes. Notice this open paragraph, close paragraph. When you close a statement, you have a backslash like this. Now I'm going to go to a website I know of that generates Latin dummy text. This is the standard or classic Latin text that you can generate several paragraphs of. That's used as a placeholder in websites. Now you're going to want to use your client's mission statement or any text that you created or wrote for your client in COM 230 or GRA 210 or 220. I'm back in brackets. I'm going to replace this is a paragraph with the Latin text I copied. There we go. Now, at this point, you can preview it. Do you expect that you're going to see two paragraphs, or do you think that I needed to close this paragraph statement and begin another one here? Well, let's see. Let's preview it. Okay, here's a word of warning. You have to save it, Command S, before you preview it. So I'm going to save it, or you can hit up here, File, Save, and then try previewing it. Okay, so here, this is a level 1 head. It's fairly large. Look, I lost that paragraph break. So this comes across as a single paragraph. So let me go ahead and fix that since the rubric requires 2 paragraphs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut and paste this closed paragraph. Not cut, copy and paste. Excuse me. Don't cut it. And I'm going to copy and paste this open here. I'm going to save it, Command S, and preview it. All right, I believe that meets the requirements of the rubric. And this can evolve actually into a more complicated and typographically refined page. I hope this is helpful.